When you think of technological innovations in golf clubs, what comes to mind? I think of perimeter-weighted irons with the weight pushed out to the edges to make them more forgiving for you. I also think of 460cc drivers, lighter graphite shafts that allow the club to swing faster and of course let you hit it longer. But what about the sand wedge? Ever since Gene Sarazen invented it in the early 1900s, the design has been pretty much unchanged. But what if you could get rid of one of the biggest problems that causes all of those embarrassing chunks and shanks with your wedge? It's the hosel. Moving the face forward and the hosel back takes it out of the picture and out of play. Has this ever happened to you? You've hit your Sunday best drive. You hit a 3-wood up close to the green and you're within 50 yards. You're ready to score. Your buddies say, great drive, great swing, great shot. You're feeling good, and then bam! It happens again. You chunk your pitch, you leave it short of the green. Maybe you blade it and it skips over the back. Now instead of a sure par and a chance at birdie, you're struggling to make even a bogey. I'm Troy Klongerbo. I've loved the game of golf ever since I was 7 years old, and I was even fortunate enough to play college golf. But one thing that really frustrates the heck out of my buddies is struggling with their short game. But now we have an answer, and here it is. The brand new F2 Wave Wedge.
You know, the bounce was just superb. They were high and they were landing soft and staying on the green.
I think I hit 4 shots with this, and they were all within 3, 4, 5 feet of the hole.
Woo. It looks different, sure, but it's beautiful, isn't it? Here's the magic. With all the amazing wedge-specific technology built into the F2 Wave, I've seen that it will actually change your short game. Golfers just have changed to this wedge and this technology and gone from embarrassing short games to a great one in just one round. So what's the real secret sauce in the F2 Wedge? It's the exclusive face-forward technology. This is the design and engineering that was developed to address multiple problems for recreational golfers. This patented innovation places the hosel behind the club face, putting the golf club in a tour-like face-forward position on every shot. And because the face arrives before the hosel, you'll get improved contact and cleaner strikes out of any lie. There's another huge benefit. Because the hosel arrives after the ball is gone, you'll never shank the ball again, I promise. Another great benefit you get from the face-forward design is shots from the rough and sand. With the hosel moved back, sand and rough don't have the time to grab the hosel and twist the face prior to impact. The face gets there first. This allows you to have cleaner, more consistent contact and increased accuracy. Your club head speed is affected less, giving you better distance control. You might be asking, how does the F2 Wave help if you suffer from chunks or bladed wedges? Ooh. The face-forward leading edge has been cambered and engineered with a dual bounce sole. This lets it slide under the ball in perfect contact with the turf to eliminate all your fat shots and thin shots. But here's yet another great feature of this advanced wedge. With the hosel back, the entire face is now a very effective hitting area. By expanding the usable area of the face, you'll have the largest hitting area available from heel to toe. A 30% larger effective hitting area gives you additional playability and increased forgiveness. So how's the F2 Wave out of the bunker? Let's hear from some golfers and find out.
I think the beauty of the face-forward technology is that it eliminates a lot of the things that you normally are going to think about when you get into a trap. One is, okay, am I going to hit, what's the distance I got to hit with this? Do I hit an inch back, 2 inches back? Do I have to hit kind of down on it? I didn't have to even think about that. I just got in there and went, I'm just going to do my normal swing. I'm going to come as close to that ball as I can, and this baby's just going to pop right out of there.
Oh yeah, that's money right there.
It's the confidence. I'm telling you, if this thing wasn't available, you know, for on the marketplace, I'd buy the prototype for it. It really, really is effective. It really is.
The F2, as I was striking it, went instantly up in the air, so much easier than my sand wedge. And when I was using it, I actually felt like it was going to happen. I had confidence that it was going to go up in the air.
Hitting the F2 out of the bunker, 2 of the shots were with my old wedge would have stayed in the bunker. With the F2, it came springing out and frankly landed closer than I would ever thought.
Wow. I was there and I watched these guys effortlessly get the ball out of the bunker every time. And you don't have to change your swing. It's easy and automatic. Now you might be wondering, how does the F2 Wave do out of the rough? From the rough or sand, you can step up to your shot with absolute confidence. The new F2 Wave does all the hard work for you, thanks to this face-forward technology built directly into the club. What about tight lies? Thanks to the dual bounce sole, the F2's performance is outstanding. Even though the sole is wide and forgiving, the leading edge is thin, allowing you to nip the ball even off of the tightest lies. While many conventional wedge heads feature decades-old muscle backs, the F2 Wave's cavity back is engineered to distribute the weight where you need it most, around the perimeter of the club. So why hasn't anyone thought of putting the face forward and the hosel back in a wedge ever before? Well, they have. The original F2 wedge debuted over a decade ago. Some of you may remember it. It was conceived by a golf professional who saw so many of his students struggle with shanking wedges that he knew there was a better way. This pro racked his brain, trying to figure out a way to provide much needed relief to golfers who shanked their wedges. Many golfers have actually considered quitting the game due to this horrible problem. So this golf pro, he didn't give up. One fateful day on the range, it hit him. It was an epiphany. All golf pros know that when you shank the ball, you're not that far away from hitting the sweet spot of the club. The culprit is the hosel. It protrudes out in front of the face. Inspired, he began doodling for weeks, leading him to search out a golf club designer to join him in thinking outside the box. The first F2 wedge with its face-forward technology was a monster hit. Outpacing the sales of the biggest brands in wedges for over 2 years, hundreds of thousands of excited golfers put the F2 wedge in play with its shank-proof technology and instantly and dramatically improved their confidence around the greens, bringing their scores down and, more importantly, letting them have a little more fun. So let's fast forward 10 years. A brilliant young club designer named Matt Stevens, who had long admired the original F2 wedge, thought he could make it even better. Using his experience in the latest design, weighting, and materials, and working with top golf engineers, Matt thought, the original F2 eliminated shanking, but what if the sole was enlarged, adding a dual bounce for more forgiveness? And if we just took the leading edge, in fact, all of the edges, out of play, the club would effortlessly slide through any fairway, rough, or sand without digging. And if the club head material was a little bit softer, it would give golfers even more feel. Now, we can add progressive wave score lines across the entire face, giving you more spin and control. Combine all of these features with the revolutionary face-forward technology, and you have perhaps the perfect wedge, not only for someone who suffers with shanks, but for nearly every amateur golfer who's looking for more forgiveness around the greens. And this is what he conceived and created, the F2 Wave Series wedges. That's right, I said wedges, as in different lofts for different shots. The F2 Wave comes in 4 stroke saving lofts, 52 degrees, 56 degrees, 60 degrees, and 64 degrees. The 52-degree wedge is a strong sand wedge and oftentimes will replace your gap wedge. The 56-degree wedge is a standard sand wedge loft, and the 60-degree lob and 64-degree super lob are just the exact wedge you want to hit those high, soft flop shots like Phil without ever fearing the face closing or the ball shooting off to the right. So don't listen to me anymore. Let's go straight to these amateur golfers. You can hear it from them first, how this wedge helped them improve their game around the green.
I was having trouble with my Cleveland wedge on my initial shots here, and I was catching the worst ones were a little on the fat side, and then I towed one.
No worries, here, switch this out. Okay.
And then when I started swinging the F2, you know, the bounce was just superb, and they were high, and they were landing soft and staying on the green. Yeah, that would have been a chunk with my club. What more can I ask?
I put the F2 in my hand, and I think I hit 4 shots with this, and they were all within 3, 4, 5 feet of the hole.
Woo. The very first shot I hit with the club was, as you said, a difficult pitch over a bunker to a tight green. Hit it with beautiful loft. It landed soft and stopped by the hole. We thought it might go in, but close is good.
These guys didn't change their mechanics, didn't change anything, had never even heard of the F2 Wave Series wedge. So, you saw it here first. What are you waiting for? Click the link right now to put one or all of these incredible wedges in your bag from an incredible introductory price. These wedges will go fast, so we encourage you, do not delay. Start lowering your score by getting rid of those embarrassing chunks, blades, and shanks once and for all with the face-forward technology of the all-new F2 Wave Series wedges.